Welcome back to Taiwan Outlook. Our guest today is Mr. Chao Kwang-shoung, and he is the Deputy Director of International Affairs Division at Taiwan's Tourism Bureau. Mr. Chao, we've been talking about the visitors from other countries, including Japan, South Korea, to come visit Taiwan. But actually, in the past few years, people have been talking about whether we should open up our tourism market to the mainlanders, Chinese mainlanders. And as far as I know, that the government is now ready for the opening up of that kind of particular market. Are we prepared for the coming of the Chinese mainlanders visitors?
As representative for Tourism Bureau, I have to say, yes, we are prepared. We always prepare. We follow the policy. And for that market is especially interesting. Again, for historical reasons.
What are the special needs of those, mainlanders, visitors?
Another example, the mainlanders from not directly from mainland, whom I met, they are most of them currently is from other countries, like for instance, like those people who reside in the United States or in England or anywhere. They really like to know the lost history, in the world, because we separate for, I think, almost 6 decades.
That's right.
Definitely over, 5 decades. So they always want to ask, a lot of questions about President Chiang Kai-shek and how did President Chiang Ching-kuo, implement his economic policy and things like that, and what kind of resort or even their personal story about even love affairs, happen on this island. So it's totally different from visitors of any other country.
That's right. So you do prepare some sort of a package tour for those possibly visitors from China?
Definitely, one place to get a visit is nowadays we call it Democracy, Plaza, or used to be the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall, and the Shilin, presidential residence and things like that. Even in the southern part, I think especially President Chiang Kai-shek, he retains many resort places all over the island.
That's right. And so far, actually, we also have visitors from China indirectly, especially people who have already resided in other countries, or people who are coming here for business trip, and aside from the tourism and so on. So what are the experiences or lessons we learned from this kind of experimental opening up of the visitors to visitors from the mainland?
Their way of thinking, because of the separation, sometimes is somewhat different. And their manners, a lot of people, they have some words about that. It's also different. And another distinctive, features is if they can visit Taiwan at this time, most of them, they have the spending power. And they also like to buy, which means we're also a shopping paradise for them. Those are all very unique.
What do they buy most, for those?
All kinds of things.
Souvenirs.
From souvenir and local special, snacks and even Taiwan jewels, anything.
But there are concerns about the possible, balance between the visitor from China and also visitor from Japan. For instance, there are some discussion about whether if there are more visitors from China, then there will be a fewer Japanese visitors for all kinds of reasons. Do you think that would happen, as a result of this open up to the Chinese visitors?
I don't think so. As long as we work hard, we try to accommodate their different needs. I think we can enjoy both of the big market.
That's right. And of course, we have to keep going, keep moving forward. And there are other competitors coming as well. So what are the long-term vision of your bureau in helping and building up a stronger tourist industry in Taiwan?
Global advertisement. If we first thing, we try to gain more exposure. Let more people know Taiwan is a nice place.
But the thing is, in terms of budget, as far as I know, that Malaysia and other countries spend much more, enormous amount of money, but your budget is very limited.
Publicity, of course, is the first thing we have to think about, and we need more publicity.
What can we do to promote more publicity over the world?
Of course, again, participation for all kinds of worldwide event. I mean, like those fairs, and again, more PR company, services, and advertisement, and the cooperation with foreign, travel businesses.
But speaking of advertisement, as far as I know, other countries, including Malaysia, Thailand, have been spending a lot of money in promoting and advertising their tourism and so on. In terms of resources, are you resourceful?
You really know our situation. Well, the only thing I can say, I would say, if you have only limited bullets, you have to, shoot correctly, accurately.
So you have to do it more effectively and more, efficiently, right? But how about special, unique things you want to sell, the product itself? In the long run, what are the things do you think with the primary product that we have to sell, we can sell successfully to the foreign visitors?
Yeah. We can continue to have innovative product. For instance, in the past, we are famous for our fine dining, or even street food, fine dining. I mean, food generally. We have cultural treasures and things like that. But starting from last year, we really devised our mountain climbing packages, and we have nice ocean. In the past, we host windsurfing competition worldwide, and all those things can set a very good example. We can continue to develop.
With the completion of high-speed rail, will that also create a new niche that can attract visitors from other countries?
Yeah, it's shorten the distance. Of course, is very important. Because in the past, if you used the bus to travel the island, it's very time-consuming.
That's right.
And but using high-speed railway, but you pay extra, but you earn the time, and also it's not so how do you say, tired?
That's right.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, that friendliness of people in Taiwan has been one of the most attractive things that people experience in Taiwan. But how about language proficiencies or language skills of people in Taiwan? And does that help? Helping to create a stronger tourist industry in Taiwan?
Oh, that's for sure. If more people they can speak English or any other language, if they can speak Japanese, it can help them immensely. So I urge, so tourism is a whole country, business. I urge every citizen, try to be more globalized.
And of course, it's everybody's business, And you may have a chance to bump into a foreigner. Your interaction with the foreigners will be very important in giving them a good impression of Taiwan. But we also need professionalism, right? And as we mentioned earlier, that in many universities or schools, they have this kind of professional training for those people. Is your bureau helping those departments, ministries, universities in providing and training good young people into this business?
That's part of our job. We try to do that, and we even urge the travel business. I mean, the domestic travel business. They give them opportunity to practice their skill, learn in the school, and. We say the industry, the government, and the educational sector should work, closely. That can, really help.
I think in general, the tourism industry is also a part of a service industry, and people feel it and try to get experience. In general, do you think that Taiwan is ready for a very competitive service industry in Taiwan?
It depends. You compare with whom?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
For instance, Japanese, they always does it well. Nowadays, I'm not too sure about Korea. Even though their economic development is fantastic in the past several years, but according to my personal experience, I think. we are faring, pretty good compared with Southeast Asia countries. I don't want to compare with mainlanders.
We're much better, I guess. And how about the visa-free policy for some countries? As far as I know, that in the past few years you've been giving visa-free to many countries. Are we going to continue to create that kind of more friendly and more accessible tourism here in Taiwan?
Okay, again, that's a policy matter, but I would foresee, I think they're going to lift the restriction more and more. But of course, for a certain part, we still have our concern.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Finally, in terms of your objectives, your goal, what's the goal of the bureau right now, and what number that you are hoping to accomplish in terms of visitors from other countries in the years ahead?
In the years ahead, I think we try to reach 4 million, in 2008.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can do that.
Yeah.
And after that, I think we're going to modify our policy and we set a more achievable and a workable goal.
Yeah.
And to be realistic is very important.
A short question, as we know that Beijing is going to host the Olympic Game in August. Are we also trying to take advantage of that kind of event in Beijing? And
we try our best. We try our best, and but so many things needs to be considered.
That's right.
When you're trying to do that, and especially nowadays, we only have a limited time.
That's right. And thank you very much, Mr. Chao. Thanks for coming to our program.
Oh, it's my pleasure too.
Thank you. And that's Mr. Kwang-shoung, Deputy Director of International Affairs Division at the Taiwan Tourism Bureau. And thank you for watching Taiwan Outlook, and see you next time.